All right, hello everyone. So let's take a look at the market today. Today's Tuesday, right? I've already posted the Astro hours and the days. Have put a few comments on there as well today. I think today is going to be an active day, especially today during the morning, and we could see the market, breaking out, breaking out basically. So we could see the market breaking support and resistance levels and pushing in a direction. Now with gold. As you know, yesterday I posted this up on Twitter as well. You guys know this from the video as well. I talked about this level yesterday, and I said if it comes into the Astro hour, I said we need to go long from here, and it did. And I said on social media, on Twitter, I said if you missed this, wait for this. Okay, you don't need to rush in between those levels. As you can see, the market whipsawed. When it came back down, then bang, it went back up again. So that's fine. Okay. Here I had a trade in yesterday to go short because I was anticipating the market to come down so we could go up. Okay, but I got stopped out here. Okay, as you can see, it just swept me out. And this does happen, right? But the stop loss is really tight. So not a big deal. And as you can see here, we're at a pretty good risk return ratio. It's already like 1 to 7, 8 if I was to get out right now. But I don't want to get out right now because I want to wait. Now, this is a zone that the market can retrace back from. Okay, so it's 7:55 in the morning. All right, that's the hour we're looking at, and this is 7:20. So 7:20 to 8 o'clock, 7:55 is a zone where the market can kind of retrace back into the 10 a.m. Now, this 10 a.m., 11:30 to 12:15, 1 o'clock. Now, these are important levels, and 3:40 is important because 3:40 to 3:55, in fact 4:50, 4:45 is going to be like the market is going to make some rash moves. Okay, so you really have to be careful. This is why I said we're probably going to have breakouts today, and I think it might be a really good flow day opportunity that the market can go into. And if that is the case, the market should go all the way into the evening. If a market wants to swing, right, if gold wants to swing, you're going to have to look out for those swing hours, like, the 1 o'clock, the 4:45, and 9:20. Okay, so 9:20 is going to be a target, and so it's going to be a little hectic. So you're going to have to be mindful today. But I think if it goes in our direction, we should have breakouts pushing up. Now, remember, I said the target yesterday was 2044. Today on the daily, we've got 2041 here, as you can see, 6095, right? Where's that? 6095, 2041. All right, so I've marked that in as well on the 15-minute chart there, 2041 actually, which is pretty much right on the dot there. Okay, so the market can come back up here. If it does break out, because it might, because I'm expecting a pushy move today. All right, so if it does, it might just go all the way up. And the weekly is 57, 2044, which I've marked in on Monday, which is still the target for me. We'll have to see. Now, I might change this target and push it up. The reason I might do that depends on what's going to happen until 1 o'clock. Okay, so we're going to see how things pan out. We might end up somewhere really high, and then I might just wait for the market to kind of like settle down. But we're going to have some, like I said, sudden moves, so we need to be careful. If the market does come back down into our Astro hours, as you can see, I've also moved the stop up into our Astro hours, going long on the weekly pivot, on the opening in the daily, this zone is not a bad idea if it does come down. Okay. But there is a lot of pulling force at the moment to this. So we'll see how things pan out. Okay. So don't go against it at the moment. If the market comes back down, we can go up. Or if it doesn't come back down at all, and if it keeps pushing up, then after the morning session, after the beginning of the morning session until mid-morning in New York, we'll have to see where the market might take a turn and then enter there as well. Because when it enters, it should go all the way down into 920 if it does turn. All right, if it does turn. So this, zone is the first place where the market can pull back up a little bit. And like I said, that's going to be 755 there. So if it does pull back, then your next hour is going to be 10:05, and you have to be careful because that breakout could go the other way as well. All right, so just be mindful. It's going to be a bit tricky, but once we find the flow, I think it's going to be a good day to make money. Let's take a look at the euro dollar. Now, this is the euro dollar on the weekly, right? So as you can see, markets going up. This is the daily as well, right? So now remember, euro dollar and gold, Tuesday swing day. So we might find ourselves somewhere out there where the market might want to pull back into the swing day. I'm just going to get rid of these mid levels because no, I won't. If it pulls back down, we'll see where we're going anyway from here. So the first resistance is 65. So that's the target on the daily. 0871. Okay. 0871. Let's just do this. So this is the first target, 0871. All right, that's that. On the daily, that's on daily. Weekly, let's see what we have. Now that's obviously too far out. On the monthly, as you can see, we're on the edge here. Selling the high to push down is not a bad idea. All right. That might not be a bad idea at all. As you can see, this has been all up, so pushing down is not a bad idea. Here you can look for 1.0871. Here you can look for a reversal. Okay. Now this was yesterday at the Astro. Yesterday, as you can see, the market pulled back a little bit. We're still in this zone. Is this zone still relevant? Well, because we've got this zone now on the daily, also this 1.09. Why? Because that's the blue line there. So 1.0871, 1.09 is there. There's two levels there where the market can reverse. So at Astro hours, trading them is a better idea. If you want to just wait and see what will happen, is also okay, because today's a funny day. We might, we're going to have volatility. What you can do also on Wednesdays, if the market does, sell off from somewhere nicely, then Wednesday on the retracement, you can sell back down. So you don't necessarily have to, go and always trade on the swing day or blah, 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 and so on. So you can just hang in there. I sometimes do that as well. When I see that the market, from the sky is looking pretty, volatile and tricky, I'll say I'll wait and then see what happens, and then, go back in on the retracement the next day at the Astro hour. So don't rush your trade. And that's how it is. As you know, with the euro dollar, if you're following, I am expecting the market to come back down, and then from these down levels, we should start the third wave. Okay, and that's how I think it's going to pan out. So the market, in my opinion, is good to sell more and then to, pull back up. Oops. Let's take a look at SP500. Now, I'll put SP500 on another profile because it's just too many charts on the profile is just dramatic. because it slows down the indicators. Let's do this on this is what, the weekly. Here we are. All right. So as you can see, we're at the weekly here, and let's take a look at the daily. Now, Friday was a swing day, and Monday was a swing day for the SP 500, as you will recall. So if this high holds, the market can keep pushing down, okay, especially with what's going to be happening today. So once that happens, if the market keeps pushing down, might find ourselves closing all the way into there. So the market coming down and doing the high of that is looking logical. So that level this week, 69.71, that's going to be 5,005 and 22. So if I go into the 15-minute chart, 5,005 is here and 22 is there. All right, so coming back into this zone, I think is okay. And because Monday was a swing day for gold, you'll have to Monday was a swing day for SP 500. Okay, so if it retraces back up, selling again is not a bad idea. And this should at least come into the weekly pivot. Okay, why? Because this is a 15-minute chart. You also have a shoulder, head, shoulder here, as you can see, and that will take us into the weekly as well. So if the market pulls up in the New York session, comes to a decent reversal Astro hour, then pushing down all the way into like 9 p.m. might be the way to go, okay, on this one. Also on the daily, you can see that 69 is 5,107. 5,107 is here. All right, so if the market does something crazy like go up there as well, again, it's okay to do so. If you want to play intraday and if you want to buy into the New York session, then I would wait for the 10 a.m. my time, which is going to be 9 here. Okay, so so then that's okay from like going up here into that level, and then that could take you pretty much into like 1 p.m., which is going to be 12 here. All right, and that's how it is. If we keep going up into this zone, then you can see selling is not a bad idea from resistance levels from up there. Okay, because this is the break of a neckline, market going back up to retest the break and doing a good buy kiss is logical. Okay, if I just do this as well, let's turn this into a 1 hour chart to see if there's anything interesting. Yeah, so going back up into this zone here, okay, and selling off from these levels where the market sold off to push down is not a bad idea at all. So you can see there's a gap here as well. The market will want to fill, so it can actually push down. And if Monday holds as a swing day, then it might keep pushing down, which is good for us. So selling on the highs is not a bad idea at Astro hours, in my opinion. If it breaks out, obviously don't stand in front of it, because once you have a PST breakout, you don't want to stand in front of that. And there's also a nice divergence here as well. As you can see, market doesn't have a lot of pushing power, despite the fact that market's going up. So the retracement up there to sell is not a bad idea with a tight stop loss if it matches Astro hours. Let's take a look at Dow Jones, NASDAQ, Bitcoin. Now, with all the indices, as you see, they're going together. And also with the Dow and the NASDAQ, you'll see NASDAQ is a swing day also today. And Dow Jones was a swing day Monday. And NASDAQ was also a possible swing day Monday. So market, as you can see, sold off from here. If it does, if you want to buy again, the opening is okay. as you can see here, all right, in order to push up, because this is an Astro hour here. Okay, if, like I said, if you want to wait for the 10 is a, 10 is good in any case. You'll have to be careful when the market gets there. Okay, you have to be careful here. If it's in the lows somewhere, going up into the New York session is not a bad idea with the indices, including obviously Nasdaq. Right. Overall, if you take a look at the daily, this is your resistance 64 for today, which is 18,097. All right, which is a bit out there, as you can see, 18,097. All right, so around there. Okay, which is just the same as that. On the weekly, as you can see, that 73 is 18,064, and 18,064, we'll put that on the cards as well, because that is still on the cards. All right, so this zone is a resistance zone. If the market comes up here, selling here is not a bad idea. And the market might do a rash move into there and then retrace. Okay, so be mindful to that, because Tuesday is a swing day also for Nasdaq. Nasdaq had Monday and Tuesday. So Monday at the hours at the top, they sold down. Tuesday might be higher, but it's still a swing day, so it might go from Tuesday down as well. If we keep pushing down, then you're going to look for a place to buy, obviously, at the Astro hour. This is a bit too far down, as you can see, so I wouldn't muck around with that one. And this one, the closest is 66, which is 17,623, which is, as you can see down here. All right. So that, let's see, just let me measure the daily. Let's not be lazy. 41, 17,393, 17. Yeah, that's even lower. So I'm just going to get rid of that. So that's that. Okay. So let's take a look at the Dow Jones. Dow Jones, same kind of thing. Monday was a swing day. If you sold the highs, well done. As you can see, those were the levels which I said you could sell at. If you did that, great. As you can see, that's 445 on the platform. All right, and yesterday, I think we had 430 on the platform, which is like 530 my time. Okay, and then we had 746, which is 746 my time, which is 645, which is right there. Okay, so the market selling off at that hour, nice and easy. Okay, and that's your target there, as you can see. So it went up from there, it came down from there. Now with the Dow Jones as well, if we go back up again, so selling is not going to be a bad idea. We can get back in the game up here or slightly higher. The market, as you can see, has been sweeping, but it's finally closed below that. Okay, so which is fine. So if we go back up into the daily or slightly higher, keeping in mind the volatility situation in the New York session, in the morning session, the market can sell off from the tops if it kind of like, maxes out around the morning session, the first hour and a half in the morning session. All right, which is going to be about 4:45 my time. Okay, and then we'll probably have a decent level at 6 p.m. my time, which the market should, pretty much push into 920. All right, and 920 is also a good place where the market can turn around. So that's how it is. If you want to buy into the New York session, I'd be a bit careful. Like I said, waiting for 10 a.m. is looking like a better option. This is underneath the opening, so here we could dip down as well, or it could start to push up. So I don't really like this level when it's there at the moment, because it could go either way. If things can go either way, then what you want to do is wait for the better, the stronger Astro hours. This is why I said 10 o'clock is looking good. After 10 o'clock though, as I've noted in the comments, so read the comments carefully. because from there on until 11:30 to 12:15, we're going to have, like, very pushy, volatile moves. Okay. Here's Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin went nuts. Okay. As you know, I said this zone for me is not a buy zone because they sold off there. Having said that, I did say there is a level up there yesterday. And I also said this is the monthly where the gap is. Okay, so you guys know about this from before. And yesterday I did say with the daily, if it breaks out, we've got levels here. Okay, that 85, which was, okay, well, 80 maybe, but in any case, I gave you a level there yesterday. All right. Now, if you bought the Astro hours from the lows, why? Because at the Bitcoin, I said if you're day trading, you can buy the lows and you can sell the high. So if you bought the lows, you would have gone all the way into there, and that would have given you a good profit because it was right at the Astro hours there. If you sold here, you would have been stopped out just above there. Okay. And that, and that's it. That would have just followed through because once it's going up like that, that's it. But this zone, as you can see, it did stall. So if you did take a short from here, you would have been tightly stopped out here. And this is the beauty about Astro hours, because if you sell here, your stop loss is going to be just above here. So, it's not going to be like, giving you a big damage on the account. It's not going to give you a big damage on the account. So with Bitcoin as well, it's gone up pretty quick. What goes up fast often comes down quick because there are a bunch of gaps here. So we might see Bitcoin coming all the way back into there, the daily pivot and the weekly pivot as well. Okay. Because I'm expecting volatility in the market, I'd be careful with this one. Okay. And the market can really push down Bitcoin until lunchtime. And we'll see how things pan out from there. Okay. But if you're going to buy it again, just keep in mind the volatility, because Bitcoin is going to be volatile as well. Okay. It will be volatile as well. That's that. What else have I got? Nothing. That's it. Okay. So what to do with this one? To be honest with you, I'm still not buying at the highs because I don't like to buy expensive. I'll only buy if it comes down. Not that I'm trading crypto. I don't trade crypto. But if I was to do anything with this, I would wait for this to just come down, and then we'll think about going back up again. That's about it. Okay.